Hello world. It's an honor to be greeting you. Today we are here to talk about yoga, an ancient practice, a philosophy of life, and an awareness of who we are and where we are. Thanks, bud. So, yoga is about union. And we'll start by talking about the age we're living in. We are actually living in a golden age, and what this references to is the age of our sun. Many cultures through our human history knew that this time was coming. And there is a lot of speculation on what that means. So it has a lot to do with the age of our sun. Our sun is changing. And as our sun is changing, the energy of our solar system is changing. We are moving within a galaxy towards a center in a very large cycle. So, the energy is changing. Our body is changing. Our earth is changing. And this has a great effect on all life upon our planet. So, in today's video, we are talking about something that we can all consider. Information that is more relevant than all the other information we as human beings create in relationship to our present time on the planet together. Something that can bring us into union, unite us, and teach us about what we truly are and where we are. So, we're going to let it flow because there's a lot of tension in our world today based on our collective direction. And this tension has a lot to do with a lack of union, our struggle towards union, a greater understanding of each other. In a golden age, which is the time we're living in, we just have a lot of veils. A lot of healing that we're working through, a lot of veils that we're still having difficulty seeing through, but those veils are getting thinner. So that's what we're here to contemplate, discuss, and consider. And this is only the second video or third video, and it's been a long time since I've done a video for YouTube with planetary yoga. This is Bodhisattva. I'm an embodied Bodhisattva, a descendant master of Kriya Yoga. It is a very deep honor to have this realization in my lifetime and the continuing evolution of my spirit and soul in an internal cycle. So it's an honor to share this information with you and to feel it. So we're going through a lot of political and environmental changes. I think one of the biggest changes we're going through is our collective view of what true production is as a species and what a true economy is as a species. And this has largely to do with right relations in an intrinsic flow with the natural world and cosmos around us, and respect for it. So as a species, we struggle in our politics for union. We struggle to live in a more peaceful and harmonious way upon our planet. And this is what we're all striving for and reaching for and feel and desire within our hearts, truly. So in the politics today, what I would like us all to understand, whether we're landowners, whether we're businessmen, whether we're politicians, government workers, whether we're just we're just doing the basic services within our communities, garbage men, electricians, bankers, yoga instructors, whatever it is, produce management, growers, we must all understand that we're in this together. And there's a lot of fluff we can move through that would bring us more peace and harmony. So my first comment is about government. We have a persistence to maintain what we have and to keep it moving. And what we have going for us needs to change quickly and vastly, because it's not serving us that well as a species. When we get up to the hierarchy of how things are functioning, there's a real resistance for change, and almost like there's a perception that it can't change. And this is the furthest thing from the truth. And what I will say to all of us is it's how we look at one another and how we are relating to this beautiful place as a whole. So the solution is to empower each other to live sustainably. And that is not happening within our government, when I'm talking about those higher ranks and that resistance to change. That is not happening. It's wanting to control everything. It's wanting to do it all for us and make us happy just not being involved and being fed and having things done for us. And this is the most unhealthy lifestyle any species could live upon any planet within the cosmos and universe. It is not in right relation with each other or any of the species around us. It is in disconnect. So what we should consider as a species is we should consider how to set each other up to live in that intrinsic flow in a self-sustainable manner without affecting the rest of the life forces around us, so allowing us all to flourish. Now today we have all the technology that we need to create this for one another. We just have to be willing to do it. We have to be willing to think outside of the boxes that we've created in our history at this point and this time, to think about how we can do that for one another. So I will start giving some considerations, knowing that I don't have all the answers. None of us as individuals have all the answers. We are meant to live in union. When we look at some of the evidence of the anomalies of ancient civilizations left around our planet, and what I mean by anomalies as structures that we aren't capable of recreating today. What they were doing, they were trying to create as co-creators, because we are not the creator. We cannot make the forests grow. We cannot make the earth turn around and spin around the sun, and the sun spin around the center of the galaxy. We don't do any of this. This is a creation larger than us that we are a part of, and we are co-creators within that creation. So what they were doing, these civilizations were mimicking that to the best of their knowledge in honest observation and in an authentic way of being with creation, in right relation with their surroundings and environments. And those anomalies that we see on the planet are still the best examples we have today. And if we could see them in their time and full function, that's what they were. They were designed to create abundance and wellness of life in the most natural, harmonious flow with their environment and surroundings. And that is what we're basically striving for today in all of our sciences that create wellness and that make us feel good and that bring abundance to our families and our children and give us good, healthy visions for the future. That's what it's all geared towards, in authentic in our beings, in our hearts, in the best we can do at this moment in time in our union. And we can do a lot better. So that is my message to those, all of us, to really consider today at this point in time, is that we can help each other create abundance instead of creating a dependency. You do not want to be a ruler. You do not want to create dependency. You do not want control. In the end, it'll only be your illusion, and in the end, you will understand that. And there is no end, but you will die, and that body will go to the earth as you fly and soar in it, whichever way you focus towards and mean to. So please consider how we can do this, and I'll give some examples. I am deeply connected to the indigenous people of North America and South America. This is where creation had me birthed in this lifetime, and I have been learning about my ancestry and these people that are my mothers and fathers through time, who I will reunite with eventually. And we have come to a time in our technology where we can return to those old ways while living in our modern ways. You will see this on my YouTube channel, Bodhisattva. If you look at the intentions of the channel, it's where the old ways meet the new, and how they can help us return to this intrinsic cycle as we learn more advanced knowledge of our universe, as the ancients displayed and left examples of. It can all be done again. All the power of the universe is still here, and it's never left. So you hear a lot about sciences that aren't really in complete, honest observation or understanding, perhaps, of the cosmos, and you hear about global warming and all the things we're doing. And we do a lot of negative things on the planet, but the sun's age has a lot more to do with it. The Mayans knew this. That's why their calendar ended, because they knew that we were going to come together at this time, reset our calendars, and come to a greater union as a species, an understanding of our history as a species. That's why they stopped. It was intuitive. They knew it was going to happen. They knew that a greater union would rise at this time, and that we would find ourselves as a species within our cosmos. It's happening. So, the most powerful species on this planet is that which feeds the rest, which gives the rest the power to live. This species comes from our ocean, and there are species below that. Not below in that sense, but there are species smaller than that that help them exist to help the rest exist. So if you're thinking about what true power is, the smallest organism on the planet is the most powerful organism, in which we should respect and honor. Today I'm talking about the fish. I'm talking about all fish, that if you look into our history, many indigenous people around the world relied upon and were in deep relationship and respect for, and in their highest joy living with. And this is our fish that spawn, that come from the oceans, that spawn in the rivers. These species are the most incredible species. And one thing that we have done in our history is we have dammed our rivers. We have dammed our rivers for energy in our modern way of living, to keep warm in winters, and so on and so on. We have the technologies today. I want all of you to consider what I'm about to say. It would take a large collective union amongst all of us in this understanding to bring this forth and have it happen for us. But we have the technologies today to set up, and the resources to do it practically, to set up every household, every apartment around the world to be self-sustainable in an energy resource, giving enough energy to keep warm through the winters and to live as a simple dwelling as we create abundance on the lands throughout the seasonal cycles of our earth spinning and moving around our sun. It's all there for us. If we could release the dams worldwide, we would have to take our time at this. This is not extreme thinking. This is not something I'm saying is going to happen in a day. This is a message. We could take our time at this, leaving no one behind, harming no one, except the natural flow of life taking its place, to set this up for more sustainable living on our planet as a beginning. And we could release the dams and allow the skies, the mountains and the rivers and the ocean to return to its cycle, and all the species that live in that cycle intuitively to return to their flows, their intrinsic flows. The abundance that this creates is untouchable, and it will return quickly as we intend for it to happen and take those practical steps for it to happen. It will return in a wave that we cannot fathom. The fish represent intuition. They represent the most powerful intuition of this planet. They are born in a river, they leave that river, they move through currents through the ocean all around the world, and return to that same river to swim up and spawn and create life. This is astonishing. This is something for us as a species to marvel at, learn from, and respect throughout our entire lives. So as we move in that direction, moving in that direction will bring us to a greater union and understanding, like their schools of fish that live in such a way upon this beautiful blue planet. This is just one big example that requires a lot of smaller examples and simple steps to move towards slowly. The slower we move, the faster it will happen. That's how it works. When we're at peace, things happen for us. When we aren't, they take longer. And we can all acknowledge that in our daily lives, our daily motions, and the things we intend to do in one simple daylight. So I will be doing many more videos, and I'm on YouTube right now, so I have learned recently that to do it live, I'm recording this and I'm going to be downloading it to YouTube. To do it live, I need at least 1,000 subscribers. That's not very much, so just subscribe. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. I'm not making any money off of it. So please subscribe, and these videos are going to continue. My name is Gian Dharam, and this is the Bodhisattva channel. And we are going to continue to together consider the big questions, our values, and answers that we can move towards, that we can discover together. So I invite you to join me here on the Bodhisattva YouTube channel and subscribe, and we will continue together to create videos such as this and ask the big questions together. We'll have phone-ins where you can be live on the phone with me together, and where we can talk about a greater union in the direction we're moving, a positive direction, in constructive, productive conversations that empower and enlighten all of us around the globe, that pull us out of this perpetual loop of politics and despair and our modern way of living and resources and financial means and so on and so on. We don't need to live that way. We can become much more enlightened as a species and look after each other in a much better way, as we have in the past. So I please invite you to subscribe when you see this video and to share it. And that will open my heart and bring me the support I need, just seeing that acknowledgement, to continue to sit down here in front of this camera and speak my heart to you. www.planetarypilatesyoga.com is a website that has wonderful blogs. I've slowed down this summer. It has wonderful blogs that empower us spiritually in our understanding in this light that I am speaking of. So I invite you to check out that website as well and enjoy the blogs. I very much enjoy writing them, and I'm very grateful for my experience in this lifetime and everything that I'm remembering as all the veils through all my lifetimes shed themselves, and I see clearer and clearer and clearer. And I wish to share my experience with all of you, the whole world. So please, I invite you to help me do so. The more aware I become, the more I realize all the answers are right before our eyes. They're all right there waiting for us to come into that intrinsic flow and union as a species together, as many tribes have done upon our planet. And a golden age is where we are one planet, one species, and all the borders fade. All the indifference fades, and a greater love and understanding and union rises upon our planet, and greater efforts in union come to be. And life will continue, our planet will continue to erupt, shake, wave, all that stuff as it needs to in this time in our sun's evolution. And that's fine. That's part of life, and we can rejoice in that and celebrate the life and the time we have together. It's beautiful, and there's nothing to fear. And I think that's about it for today. And I hope to see you very soon. Great love to all. Peace, well-being, joy, and happiness. Thank you.